Miami wearing the green. Rashea Kyle at 6'6", ready to tip things off against the ACC's most improved player, Cassandre Prosper for Notre Dame. Gal Revive, and an excellent pickup for Tricia Cullip's team this year out of Quinnipiac, where she was the MAC Player of the Year last year. Having to play with a face mask for about the last month. Here is Anae Adams, the glue, the heart and soul at 5'6" of this Miami team. Starting five for Notre Dame. Cassandre Prosper going all the way in for her first point. So she's out there along with Vanessa DeJesus, a transfer from Duke. Iyana Moore's been shooting it really well. And this one, woo, what a pace to start, Debbie.
I had this game in the regular season at Notre Dame, and Miami played with them for, I'd say, 3 quarters, and then the 4th quarter, it was a Hannah Hidalgo takeover. Okay, and that's usually what happens for Nia Livy's team. Here she is, number 3, stepping inside the 3-point line. And when she hits her first shot, that's trouble for everybody not wearing a Notre Dame uniform.
3 for Miami, and Kimpson, she can knock him down.
Neither team walking the ball up the floor right now.
Hidalgo sizing up the defense. 8 to shoot. Works off the screen. Gets it to Prosper. Earn that captainship under Tricia Cullip. You have to give a speech as to why you deserve it, and then your teammates put it to a vote. You can tell the type of respect and what Anae Adams means to this team.
Well, she's the one player, holdover, Katie Meyer recruited her from the Northeast, and boy, she has. Hannah's smart. You get a switch, you got a big on you, and you take advantage of this right here. Good collapse on the post on a mismatch. See, those kind of plays, I don't think players make as equally or as efficiently in November. But when you get to March.
Tricia Cullip looking for a better performance from her team here, 2nd time around. Danielle, an All-American point guard at Notre Dame. And those two, that is a special relationship. It just continued to grow over the years. They spend a lot of time breaking things down. She wants to see how she's reading things.
Well, she wants to be coached. And when you want to be coached and you already have elite level skill, you're going to make yourself and your team better.
Well, Miami off to a great start here, the 12th seed in this tournament, coming off an overtime win against Stanford yesterday. Notre Dame playing their first game of the tournament, and the 3 going through for Iyana Moore.
That's an automatic pull from 3 when you go under that ball screen. Moore, eyes ought to light up when she sees that.
Well, she's a 44% three-point shooter in conference play this season. That was best in the league. And Cal Revive says, hey, I can do that too.
Yeah, Revive is a natural scorer. She thinks scoring first, even with the ball in her hands on the top of the floor when she is running the point.
ACC Tournament MVP as a freshman, and there she is collecting all the hardware. I have no idea where she's going to put all of that.
I mean, she's got so much hardware that the commissioner has to help her
He's
out with
help
it. That's
hold
his job, is carrying Hannah Hidalgo's trophies around.
3-time ACC Defensive Player of the Year.
Built to all of her accolades.
She
didn't tell me where the shrine was. She just said her dad built a shrine.
You need like a, you've heard of the she shed. This is going to have to be like a whole house at some point. Canes going inside as Danielle Osho, the freshman from Dacula, Georgia. Hidalgo.
Look where that drag screen is, okay? That is going to be a mid-range pull-up all game. You got to pick the ball up earlier. You got to shadow her turn, or you got to try to do something to not let her get that deep.
On a triple-double watch with Hannah Hidalgo on the floor. The best in the ACC in so many categories, both sides of the ball. Prosper didn't have any points.
Wow, through contact, through a crowd. Great ISO call by Niele Ivey.
6 points for Prosper, also named the All-ACC second team, along with that most improved player nod. First lead of the game for the Irish.
Extended pressure by Notre Dame, back into that zone.
One and done. A Revive shot taken off the rim by Hidalgo.
Look at that burst of speed. My goodness.
Bransford Significant timeout, 12 games with injury. They have just started to get her back rolling. Kimson had 20 yesterday. It was big in overtime for the Hurricanes. Kyle's been quiet to start this one so far, but more a facilitator.
It's a good skip over the top, though, for a wide open three.
Still, though, Debbie, maybe surprising. Here we are almost all the way through the first quarter. No field goal attempts yet by Kyle.
Well, they're double teaming her and turning into a passer.
Wow, that's just hustle by Coles there to keep this possession alive, give Prosper a chance for two, let Notre Dame extend the lead. All-out effort.
Got a mismatch in the post. Kyle steps over to help, and that gives KK Bransford an opportunity to flash backdoor.
Wetzel turns around, gets it to go. Coles just barely able to keep that on the right side of the court. 5 to shoot for Hidalgo. She glances up, sees it, calls her shot, hits. It's the freshman Soma Okolo in there along with Wetzel. 5 now for the Hurricanes. Adams, baseline, tough drive into traffic, draws the foul. Adams, a chance to add to her 6 points. 65% free throw shooter, leader of this team on the line now.
Full court pressure by Miami. You better keep Hidalgo in front. This is dangerous when you open up the floor to her.
It is go time for Hannah Hidalgo all the way. Contact, nothing. And Hannah and Notre Dame.
Nobody's talking about NC State. And I practiced this morning. I had a chance to visit with Coach Moore. And
I feel like he's okay with that, probably, right? Or no?
I wouldn't, well, you know. You can't have it both ways, right? Either you want to be picked and you don't like that. There's a lot of us on the desk up there in the studio that picked NC State to win it, and in October, they can tell for themselves if they decided that they want to tell everyone that they picked that. But I did. I picked NC State in October.
Irish have been so successful in this tournament. In 10 of their 12 appearances, they've had a double bye, meaning they've been a top 4 seed. The only other time they did not was when they did not make it at least to the semifinals.
We've been stuck on this score for a while.
We have. Irish 5 seed this time around as De Jesus helps.
Because it makes your jumper easier. You're closer to the bucket and you're getting great space to be able to pull it. Tap, 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 like it usually is in game when Notre Dame's playing.
Now Miami may be tapping some feet now. They're watching Rashea Kyle so far. She's back on the bench, 0 for 2 to start this one. Not the type of presence she was yesterday, that's for sure. Bransford fouled. Wetzel picking up her first. Bransford on the line. And you feel for KK Bransford. Missed all of last season with injury. Was all ACC freshman team back in 2023. This is Pettigrew spinning, out of control, travels.
You know she's coming. And it creates all kinds of rhythm issues for your offense. I mean, you put the ball on the floor and there she is. She's right there and helps force that turnover.
More. Hidalgo, all kinds of ways, get to the basket.
And then a steal.
Well, you're talking about what you have to do when you are facing a player like Hannah Hidalgo. In fact, Debbie has a set of rules.
Quick hands, and she never takes a negative step on defense.
I hope opponents are taking note because, yeah, facing Hidalgo, when you're named ACC Defensive Player of the Year every year, you've been in the league, it tells you something. The #1 in the nation in steals. She's on the bench at the moment. Can Miami take advantage? They haven't scored yet in this quarter. Kyle has to hurry. And Notre Dame says no way.
The zone has really made Miami hesitate. Hannah Hidalgo arrests, second in the league in minutes played.
4 straight turnovers by the Hurricanes.
Miami trying a little run and jump or run and trap in the backcourt, and you can do that without Hidalgo on the floor. I would keep running that defense Trisha Cullip was able to build a 10-point lead in the Stanford game by running and jumping in the backcourt, or run and trap in the backcourt. It's an effective defense. That was their adjustment off the last timeout.
Kyle, first points for her, first points for Miami this quarter.
Here it is right here, trying to trap in the backcourt, cause a turnover.
Nearly got it. Instead, Kyle finds herself 1-on-2, needs some help defensively, got it, but there is still a foul whistled against the Hurricanes.
She and Coles were teammates at Wake Forest 4 years. 4 years, not 4.
Yeah, with some of the big-name departures from this Notre Dame program, someone was going to have to step up around Hannah Hidalgo. She has certainly done that. 6 on the shot clock for Miami. Raviv!
What a cut. It's not even about the intangibles. It's about that group of players deciding who they want to be at the end of the year. And I think they have turned a corner in terms of connectivity.
We'll see when the Wolfpack take the floor tomorrow against the winner of this game. Notre Dame trying to make sure it is the Irish who go through.
That's an adjustment. Trisha Cullip is going to have to adjust that play right there.
Iyana Moore has 7 points now, the lead up to 9 for Notre Dame. Hidalgo for 3. Yes, you betcha.
She could take this drag, but instead she's got separation. And, you know, teams go under and let her shoot threes. That's the one part of her game. Can you imagine when she starts consistently becoming a three-point threat, how tough that's going to be on the scout?
Yeah. There's the defense. That's always on the scout. How do you avoid it? It's tough to. Now the assist. And there it is. Basket coming for Sanchez and a potential three-point play.
I say this about Hannah Hidalgo, and I've said it a couple of times. Can she do what Caitlin Clark did in taking a team deep into the postseason? Caitlin Clark had one other WNBA pro on her team, and Hannah has a pro on her team, and Cass Prosper. What she is able to do and the will and competitiveness that she plays with is just eye-popping.
4 straight Sweet 16s for this Notre Dame team. How far will they go in the NCAA? How far will they go here in the ACC Tournament? They have the lead, holding Miami to just 23 points in the first half. 14-point lead for the Irish. They are 14-0 this season when leading by double digits at the half. And Hannah Hidalgo with 14 to lead the Fighting Irish. What does Miami have in store? Trying to keep their season alive, play another day here at Gas South Arena.
They go right back to that screen. That's the screen I'm talking about.
Hidalgo gets it back, bounce pass inside to Coles, and 3-second violation.
This time, Trisha Cullip switches, and Hannah Hidalgo recognizes it, and Coles just stays in the lane too long. Otherwise, that's an action that I think we'll keep seeing.
And for Miami on this end of the floor, you have to feel like Rashea Kyle, the 6'6 grad center in her final year of eligibility, has to get going, and she starts us off with 2.
Well, Miami knows they got 20 minutes here to impact the game, and they've got to continue to keep the pressure on, and they're trying some full court pressure here, and Prosper makes them pay.
A little too easy is Prosper now in double digits. She has 11. Working off the screen from Kyle. That is true from Adams.
Adams scored 3 baskets early in the first quarter. She has not scored since.
De Jesus. up getting another shot at it, and we'll get some free throws.
They did not screen the top of the zone in the first half. They're screening the top of the zone in the second.
Transfer from Duke, won the ACC Tournament title last year with the Blue Devils. Kyle. Adams, yeah, she might have gotten away with that once in the first half. This time, officials on top of it. Angelica suffering. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Can Miami hold Notre Dame here on this defensive possession? Corner three, Prosper. And Kyle didn't have many points in the first half. Did pull down 6 rebounds. Hits the glass here. Starts the break for Miami. And Amarachi Kimpson, the UNLV transfer, nicknamed Smooth.
And her ability to create shots. She's a really good shot maker, and she's a really good three-point shooter.
20 points the last game, was 3 of 7 from 3. Didn't miss at the free throw line against Stanford. It's 1 of 2 today now. Screen from Coles. Hidalgo.
I love her energy, her emotion.
All of it.
Her focus. I mean, again, right behind the screen. It's where the screen is set.
Raviv trades the 2 for the 3. She's in double digits now with 10. Kyle poking it away, did tap it. 12 on the shot clock for Notre Dame. De Jesus. Had some space, why not?
Good snake behind that ball screen. Kyle is always in drop coverage for Miami.
Constant talk from Hidalgo on defense. Adams pulls up. That's back-to-back triples. Gisela Sanchez, Kansas State transfer in for the Irish, number 30, setting the screen now. Oh, that's just a wonderful look. Ball movement cut. It all works for Bransford.
So Sanchez is a pick and pop, where Coles is a pick and roll.
Kyle had it taken away. No shots the last 5 minutes for the Miami Center.
I mean, is that a steal for Hidalgo? Does that count as a steal?
She says yes, and then she turns it into 2. And apparently it is not going to be counted as a Hidalgo steal. Coles is going to get credit for that one officially. Now Kyle has just not seemed locked in a groove.
I didn't see Coles touch the ball.
She just picked it up at the end. She's a beneficiary, right? Was she in there? But yeah, I'm with you, Debbie. I feel like that should be steal number 5 from Notre Dame's number 3. Who's just gonna keep it rolling on the offensive end. Come on now, you cannot stop Hannah Hidalgo.
Over 6'6". Look where the screen is. Look where she gets her shot off. It's a theme of the day. And it's a great job by Niele Ivey and her team of taking advantage of system. Oh, guess what? The stat people changed it.
I knew you'd like that little update.
I do like that. I know they're not listening to us, so I'm glad they went back and looked at it.
Give credit where credit is due, and Hannah Hidalgo will claim that 5th steal.
I think that Niele Ivey has done a fantastic job positioning the rest of the team to be successful.
2 national championships in Notre Dame's history. That last one you mentioned coming in 2018. Coles calling for it. Kyle batted it away. Prosper forced it up a bit there with the shot clock winding down. We know our coach is watching. You think the foot's tapping now?
Pensive, sweaty.
Oh, Coach McGraw, we love having you on our team now. Great to have her expertise.
Flex cut against the zone.
Klozik hits the 3, her first points of the game. But second quarter, really daunting for Miami to overcome. 4 points, their lowest in a quarter all season. And a foul on this play before the shot could get off.
You look at Hannah Hidalgo as the back-to-back ACC Player of the Year. We've seen so many greats come through this league. And we can just start, when I start thinking about back-to-back, I'm thinking about Ivory Latta and Elena Beard. I think about Alyssa Thomas at Maryland when Maryland was in the ACC. Elisa Cunane at NC State, who helped the Wolfpack to 3 consecutive titles. There's a lot of great players that have won a lot of basketball in this tournament and have represented so well.
Our own Liz Kitley now sitting on the
Oh,
set.
I got Kitley up there, of
Can't
course.
forget Kitley.
She's just drinking lattes up there now, enjoying the game.
But Hannah Hidalgo's name will be up there with those greats. Continues to write her legacy. And Notre Dame, maybe some questions early on this season, but they have started to put some of those doubts to rest. And you cannot doubt this player. You just can't. She's unstoppable.
It just inspires every little girl that is maybe 5'7", because she wanted to make sure she told me that she's not 5'6".
Oh, okay.
And maybe a $115. You don't ever have to worry about the primary defender on you.
Hidalgo, 22 points in the game now, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. I think we're on 5 steals still at the moment.
And just to button up that point on Hannah, I'm just amazed at her fitness level, the durability that she plays with.
Averages 36 minutes a game, finishes through contact. What can she do?
Not impressed? My goodness. Show it all. Bring it to the tournament. We're here for it in the postseason, Hannah. My goodness.
Come on and show up, ATL. Buy some tickets because it is a special opportunity when you get to see this young woman play in person. Team outside the top 4 has never won since we've gone to the double bye system in the ACC tournament. Does this 5th-seeded Notre Dame team have a shot in this their 2026 ACC tournament debut? Looking good so far. Don't get the last bucket of the quarter, but Hidalgo, whoo, she had plenty there in quarter number 3.
Speed. Vision.
As we take a look at our star story as to who's been crushing it of late, brought to you by Crush. Who else could it be other than our ACC Player of the Year?
And her teammates don't stand around watching her. They move while she penetrates. They relocate on the perimeter. They do a really nice job of playing off her.
I think that's a great point, Debbie, because that can happen when you have a star player, right? And I do appreciate that point you make, too, about the WBIT being a real possibility for this Miami team. It's not NCAA or bust. Sometimes you do have other postseason dreams to live.
Adams has been really special today. Knew Kyle has known her for a long time.
Yep, said she'd been watching her since she was in 8th grade, and actually Kyle's aunt played for Trisha Cullop at Toledo. So when Trisha Cullop saw Kyle's name go in the transfer portal, that was the first call she made. For her former player, said, hey, let's get this connection going, and obviously it has worked out. Kyle calling for it now. If Adams can get it there, she does. Rolls the pass up and over. Makes it work for Wetzel.
Nice job playing out of the double team.
Prosper. Got a good stat about Tipner, by the way. Debbie.
Give it.
Big-time soccer player.
I knew you were going to bring soccer in somehow.
2-time Indiana Gatorade Player of the Year in soccer. Notre Dame yet to score in the 4th. Hard to believe looking at that, but Miami's starting to make some noise. Now, you and I were talking at the break, and you said Miami's not done yet. They have a push left in them yet, and so far, they're outscoring Notre Dame 7-0 in this 4th quarter.
Well, I felt like that in the previous break when they were down by 18. I kept saying they're going to make a little run here. And they have. It's an 11-point game. So now you think, can we score 3 times in a row and get 3 stops in a row? You want to put some pressure on the top seed.
Raviv had a big 3 in that stretch. Tipner. Kyle, double teamed as she's going
Thought
up.
it was a shot off the glass. Well, Miami in the second half is 10 for 16. Watch Kyle on the weak side rebounding.
We'll get you there if we can. Want to make sure we catch this inbound play. Miami's had 8 straight stops on the defensive end. Now that one, there's no doubt. That one she's shooting 2.
So only 6'6" can go up and get it. Well done by Miami.
Kyle 0-2 at the line today. She's typically about a 73% free throw shooter. Close to 180 free throw attempts on the season for Kyle. Can't quite cut it to single digits. It stays 10, the lead for Notre Dame. Midway through quarter number 4. But the Irish lost their groove a little bit. 0 for 6 to start this 4th. Hidalgo, can she change that? Not this time.
Good zone change by Trisha Cullop's team.
Kyle sensing some space around her. She takes advantage. All of a sudden, we got a game. Miami has clawed their way back. They were down 18 at the start of the quarter.
They're showing half-court trap in a zone, and they're speeding up the Irish offensively. Oh, my goodness. Come on. What more can we see? Thought the basket counted, but we saw Coach Ivey having a discussion about why the basket didn't count. And then finally, after I was able to draw their attention, Teresa Stuck came over and told us that it was a foul on the floor before the shot.
So Notre Dame gets the ball. Hidalgo back with it now. Irish still scoreless in this quarter. No more! Sanchez, what a time for a 3. And for the women, they just have to be in position before the offensive player leaves the court. Yeah. Notre Dame's going to get it back. Still have an 11-point lead, despite being outscored 10-3 here in the 4th. Winner of this game moves on to the quarterfinals to take on NC State, the 4 seed in this tournament.
Those are plays where that's why the appeal process is in place. But you really don't want to have to use a timeout for that. You hope the officials can come together and get that right.
Moore on the free throw line. Had 19 points in the regular season win against Miami. She can light it up now. She gets going from 3. Hit 1 in the first half.
Extending the tandem on the top of that zone.
Adams. Not really her forte. She does so much for this Miami team. It's a 25% three-point shooter on the season.
Nice step through by DeJesus.
Hidalgo always looking. Your hands better be ready, Malaya Coles. She was. She has her first 2 points of the game. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Adams gets it to Kyle. Swatted away. Hello, Cassandre Prosper. Hidalgo pounding the floor. Looking for some separation. And it is Rashea Kyle all alone up ahead. Timeout on the floor. Miami still down a dozen. Moore had it taken away. Miami not ready to call it quits just yet. They've just had a couple stretches in this game, Miami. Probably been stymied.
Prosper did a good job getting over the top of that ball screen. Look at her ball pressure right here. That's a tough two by Raviv.
It is.
She earned it.
She did.
I love it when a player can make the defense wrong. No matter what you do, they can still score on you.
15 points in the game for Gal Raviv, her first year with the Hurricanes. Hidalgo. Add a couple more to Hannah's name. You can see that game coming up at 5 Eastern ACC Network. That was a triple overtime affair in the regular season that Syracuse won in dramatic fashion. So maybe a little more of that. Something to look forward to as this day rolls on. And the crowd will let her hear it. Another exemplary performance by Hannah Hidalgo today, leading this Notre Dame team. And they had their struggles. They had their moments where it wasn't pretty. Just 8 points so far in this quarter.
You see every player for Notre Dame ball fakes. And you know why? Because they practice against Hidalgo every day.
A three goes through for more late here at Gas South Arena. Adding to the scoreline, and Notre Dame, job well done in their first game of this tournament. They are through to the quarterfinals. They have a date with the 4 seed NC State tomorrow. That is 1:30 Eastern on ACC Network.